Please be seated. I invite Sri Ravi Sam, Trustee Arshavidya Gurukulam, to please come and join us. We will begin this inaugural session with the chanting of Asatoma Sadgamaya mantra together. Join me. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sri Gopal, our youngest camper, he's been in our Upadeshasara retreat in Rishikesh also, and he was here, as I said, in his mother's womb when Pujya Swamiji was teaching a 2-month course. He was there in his mother's womb here in Gurukulam also. Gopal will do the Guru Vandanam. Take this.
Hari Om Namaskaram. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Thank you. Offering salutations to Pujya Swamiji, Pujya Swami Dayananda Saraswati Ji, through this shloka. Dayakaram Dayakaram Dantam Dharma Pravartakam Pranamami Dayanandam Madacharyam Varam Param. So with the blessings of Pujya Swamiji, the perennial teachings of Vedanta has been continuing at Arshavidya Gurukulam, Coimbatore. And after Pujya Swamiji, Sri Swami Sadatmananda Ji, our revered Acharya, and is heading the place, and Swamiji has been conducting the courses, the long-term Vedanta courses, and Swami Sadatmananda Ji has just finished part of one long-term course, and after some time, courses will again resume here at Arshavidya Gurukulam, Coimbatore. Sri Swami Sadatmananda Ji is a disciple of Pujya Swamiji. Sadatmananda Ji has studied Vedanta continuously for a long time from various revered acharyas of Arshavidya Parampara, and Pujya Swamiji asked Swami Sadatmananda Ji to take course here and continue to head the place and as the Acharya. So we are very happy and we are blessed to have the presence of Swami Sadatmananda Ji here at Arshavidya Gurukulam. And Swami Sadatmananda Ji is Suhrit, that means one who has a heart which is so pure and full of love. And Swami Sadatmananda Ji has been lovingly guiding me, caring in Arshavidya Kendra, Bangalore also. And when Swamiji suggested that a camp can be held here at Arshavidya Gurukulam, so we fixed the dates, and today it is manifesting as this particular camp. So on behalf of all the campers, I welcome Sri Swami Sadatmananda Ji, Acharya, Arshavidya Gurukulam for this inaugural session. On behalf of campers, we would like to offer a small token of respect to Swami Sadatmananda Ji. we have with us Shri Swami Jagadatmananda Ji. Swami Jagadatmananda Ji is trustee Arshavidya Gurukulam. Swami Jagadatmananda Ji has been teaching Vedanta and also helping Swami Sadatmananda Ji in the administration of the place. Swamiji is shortly going to start a 3 months residential course in Tamil. So happy to have Swami Jagadatmananda Ji with us here, and we would like to offer a small token of respect to him. We are happy to have Shri Ravi Sam, student devotee of Pujya Swami Ji. He's a trustee of Arshavidya Gurukulam as well. So very pleasant surprise to have you here today. And just to talk in a couple of sentences to introduce him, he's a proud Sanatana Dharmi. He's been standing for a lot of good causes and very devoted to Kanchi Acharyal as well, and he's taking care of a Patashala in Veda Patashala in Coimbatore as well. So we're happy to have him, and we would like to welcome him through a shawl and mala here. And a formal welcome to all the campers to Arshavidya Gurukulam. Now I request Sri Swami Sadatmananda Ji to talk a few words and bless the campers.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् यस्य कृपाकटाक्षाभ्यां शुभं सर्वं प्रवर्तते दयाराशिं दयानन्दं वन्देऽहं सादरं मुदा. எல்லாருக்கும் நமஸ்காரம். All Tamil people. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. All people from Karnataka. सबको नमस्कार. हिंदी भाषी भाइयों को और बहनों को, और बधाई ने नमस्कार गुजराती भाइयों बहनों. I welcome you all to Arsha Vidya Gurukulam for a spiritual retreat on AMRITABINDHU Upanishad. Retreat means a withdrawal. It is used in the army context, military context, withdrawal of the army. Sometimes for strategic purpose, sometimes as an expression of helplessness, lack of resources, etc. But retreat in general means withdrawal from regular activities, taking a break and going to a solitary place. This is called retreat. what could be the purpose of retreat? Everybody can ask oneself. There are some possible causes, reasons. The first reason is called revenge traveling. I hope you have heard the word. My dear Swami Sachidananda only made me familiar with this word. I get a lot of information from him. One of is this. He introduced me to this word, revenge traveling. You know what is revenge traveling? Revenge traveling is traveling out of desire, feeling of wanting to break free from the monotony caused by lockdown during pandemic. This is the definition. Means you want to get out of this monotony caused by lockdown. Somewhere you want to go. कहीं जाना है. Somewhere. That type of feeling is called, that type of traveling based on such feeling is called revenge traveling. Some of you might be still in that mode, so revenge traveling. Second reason could be some of you might be having very stressful occupation. Lot of stress is there. And so lot of winding on happens on ourselves. And so we want to unwind. So one purpose of retreat is unwind oneself of some of the feelings, frustrations, desires, or disappointment. And for that unwinding, you take a retreat. Another purpose is some people want to do some introspection and make some correction. Because things are not working out well, so something needs to be corrected. So corrections and introspection and correction can be one more purpose. Or sometime to give a break to your spouse and get a break for oneself. In Mahabharata it is said, when there is a conflict at home, you should go on Tirtha Yatra. That's a solution suggested. Why? When there is a break, when you give space to each other, then there will be some peace. So when you come back, things are cooled down. So that also could be a purpose for some people. But for all these purposes to be served, you can go to any holiday resort also. There are so many available, better food, better facility, especially internet facility. Better internet facility compared to ours. Nowadays, internet facility is more important. Swamiji, if you give a meal less, no problem, but internet there. So important it is. So here we don't have so good internet facility. So you could have gone to some holiday resort. Why Gurukulam? The reason could be Gurukulam provides a religious and spiritual ambience. We have a temple, we have regular puja activities, and we have some satsang generally going on. And therefore, Gurukulam is a better place. And especially when you come for spiritual retreat like this, not only above mentioned purposes are served, you are given inputs, very important inputs to resolve the problem of stress, disturbance more fundamentally. All other things you do will give some temporary relief. But when you come here, study under Swami Sachidananda, he will make you discover you are Sachidananda. You are never disturbed. You are ever at peace. Peace is your nature. So, your problem of disturbance, ashanti, is solved more fundamentally. I conducted a camp some 15 years ago in this place. That time, as an inaugural speech, I composed a shloka. So I am rephrasing the shloka here. Prasanna sarvada shantihi saha svena parena cha tadarthoyam samavasaha arsha vidya guruh kule. Means prasanna shantihi, cheerful peace. Why do we add adjective cheerful? Because Shanti can be cremation ground Shanti, Smashana Shanti in Sanskrit is called. In Smashana, generally there is Shanti because those who are creating this disturbance, they are buried or they are burnt. So in burial ground also Shanti is there. In cremation ground also Shanti is there. Disturbing people are disposed of. But that type of Shanti we are not talking about. That is called Shmashan Shanti, frightening Shanti. We are talking about Shanti characterized by cheerfulness. Krishna's Shanti, Prahasanniva Bharata, smiling Shanti, not this frightening Shanti. Sometimes, two people, they have resentment to each other. Then they say, I will not talk to you. He will not talk to you. So there is Shanti, but it is not a cheerful Shanti. Ceasefire Shanti it is. Preparing for next war is called ceasefire. So, so that type of Shanti we are not talking about. So Shanti which is Prasanna. Prasanna Shanti. With myself, Svena Parena cha. I am at peace with myself, I am at peace with the world. This Shanti can be discovered when you listen to the Upanishads or any scriptural text. We can talk for 5-10 minutes more, okay? Huh? Why there is Ashanti? Ashanti is because we have ego-based insistence and resistance. My spouse should be like this, insistence, because my spouse, our family spouse, our family daughter-in-law, insistence. And resistance. How can she do that? She has no business. He has no business to do this. He cannot talk like this. Why? This is resistance. This ego-based insistence and resistance create Ashanti. Another reason is improper time management. Sometimes we give too much time to one activity and no time available for other necessary activities. Unnecessary activities take away so much of our time that for necessary activities we have no time or very less time. Therefore, stress, disturbance. And sometimes the company of stressed people also makes you stressed. Swayam stress, anyan stressayati. So, they are stressed and they make others stressed. And sometimes, wrong value, wrong thinking, that if I am peaceful, people will consider me to be a dull. People will consider me to be weak. I should look very aggressive, intense. Wrong thinking. So all these are the causes. And final cause is not knowing oneself to be Shanta Swarupaha. That is the fundamental cause. And you discover relative Shanti by letting go of your insistence and resistance, seeing this futility of having most of the insistence and resistance, and regular japa, meditation, auto-suggestion for Shanti, one can have a relative peace. And when you have to go through the stressful situations which generally cause stress, you visualize yourself to be peaceful even while handling that situation. And let go of this fear, what will happen, what will happen. Puja Swamiji used to say, when some function is going to happen, all people will be stressed and they will say, Swamiji, what will happen if this happens? Swamiji said, something will happen. That something will celebrate. If you are really ready to celebrate what happens, then you can remain at peace. But final Shanti is by Atmik Dhanam. Yada deham prithak kritya chiti vishramya tishtasi aduneva sukhi shantaha bandha mukto bhavishyasi. You might have heard, this comes in Ashtavakra Gita. Having seen oneself to be distinct from the body, mind, sense complex, and abiding in my true nature, which is existence consciousness, I can discover, own up my Swarupa Shanti immediately. I wish this retreat will help you discover relative Shanti and absolute Shanti. Wish you a very happy, fruitful, peaceful retreat. Om Tat Sat.
Thank you, Swamiji, for your wonderful words. Now I request Swami Jagadatmanandaji to very briefly address you all.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Invoking the grace of Pujya Swamiji, we commence this special camp with the guidance of Swami Sachidananda ji. On behalf of Shruti Seva Trust and Arsha Vidya Gurukulam, we welcome our beloved Sachidananda ji to our abode of love and compassion of Pujya Swamiji. We welcome one and all to this camp, and as an administrator from our office side, we assure a happy and comfortable stay for you, maximum. To the maximum level, we will take care of you. So be yourself relaxed, and I wish you all for happy learning. While we are seeking knowledge, we have to remember one thing. Knowledge is available in the textbook. It is available in the library. You can go and take any book and learn anything. But without a guru, it is not possible. So the importance of guru is very, very important. So you all are blessed to have Swami Sachidananda ji as your guide, guru, and the mentor. And I am sure that with the grace of Pujya Swamiji and the knowledge of the Guru Parampara, Swamiji will give the right direction towards knowledge. Because wherever we go, we will get knowledge. But they are all the verbal knowledge. But the in-depth meaning we will not know. We may not know. In Sanskritam, what we say is Vachyartha. What we learn is Vachyartha. But we have to learn the Lakshyartha. The Lakshyartha will be given by the Guru. One fellow went for a pilgrimage in a train. In the train, he saw some words written over the mirror, and he started to remove the mirror and tried to take the mirror to home. The neighbor asked, "Why are you removing this mirror? Why are you taking this?" See, it is written. Do you know English? You see, it is written. What it is written? The railway property is yours. So, the railway property is yours. They have written, I have to take it for home. This is Vachyartha. What they mean? You should protect the railway property as you protect your property. Like that, in all Upanishad words, you need a guidance. Vedanto nama Upanishad pramanam iti Vedanta Sara Vakyam. Vedanta Sara says the means of knowledge given by Upanishad is this Vedanta. For that only we are all here. I know you are all serious learners. Towards serious study only you are all here. But let this be in a right direction with the grace of Guru. Unless you connect with the Guru, the love and compassion of Guru only will make us enlightened. So with this note, I wish you all happy learning during this camp. All the best. I thank one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, Swamiji. Now, I request Sri Ravi Sam to talk a couple of words on this occasion.
Namaste to all. We're all here, including me, to listen to Swamiji and not listen to me. But anyway, to all the Swamijis on the dais, Swami Sadatmananda, Swami Jagadatmananda, and Swami Sachidananda. I've been seeing Swamiji when he was even younger. He's young now. He was even younger when he was doing really, really dedicated seva to Puja Swamiji. Little did I realize I will be seeing him like this, and how things have changed in the past few years. Now he's a bigger responsibilities, more than a sannyasi. I used to tell him, Swamiji, how does this work? This matadipatya that's come along in the process. But I think Swamiji is so grounded that none of that is going to disturb. We're all happy all of you are blessed, I think twice, thrice blessed, that during these testing times of the pandemic, the war, uncertainty everywhere, polarization, I don't know what is nice today, I don't understand to say, but all of you all are here to listen to Vedanta. And again, Puja Swamiji stands for what Puja Swamiji feels. This Guru Sishya Parampara from Swamiji, it's completely come into Swami Sadatmananda, Swami Sachidananda, Jagadatmananda, and that is being transferred to all of you all here. And this place is some place that teaching happens continuously. I think every tree plant that we would go around here will talk about Advaita Vedanta. And true, somewhere in Bhagavata, I think there is a instance somewhere there, I think it's Uddhava has been goes to search for Krishna, Radha, and when he goes around and he asks the Gopikas, where is Radha? And they say, well, go to the banks of the river Yamuna, you will see Radha in the noise of the river Yamuna flowing. Go out into the forest where the rustle of the leaves, you will see Radha. So like that, Radha is everywhere. Like that here, the great Bhashyakara's words is everywhere, and you're just blessed to listen to it through Swami Sachidananda, and I think each one of you will be carrying it to many more people. It's not necessary to get this Vairagya, but it's doubly more difficult when you're a Grahastha and you have to carry this. And so I think this great knowledge will continue. I'm so happy that these people are these Swamis are holding on to this, and we need many more people, and each one of you will be taking to your family, your friends, and I think the next time it's not 170, I think I just got the number, it's maybe with 3070 maybe. So I think that's what, with this Blue Bloods, with the great Acharya's blessings and Swamiji's blessings, I think it's going to be a great time, and whenever time permits, I'm going to be here. I think that's what Puja Swamiji said. Don't bother about coming regularly. Keep coming whenever you come. The rest you will understand. That's what he told me. And I think I'll follow that and keep coming whenever I can. Thank you. Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you. So recently in Bangalore, in one of our temples, there was Kumbhabhishekam. Usually a prasadam is given to everyone for Kumbhabhishekam. Laddu, bundi, Mysore pak, whatsoever. But then a thought came to us, rather than a prasadam which has a limited shelf life, let us give something solid to all the devotees. So even the religious context, they have an occasion to turn inward and get to know more about Sanatana Dharma. So in get the books from there. Yeah. So book named Sanatana Dharma was going around in the WhatsApp as a WhatsApp forward. All the books you can bring it to me. Yeah. So as the WhatsApp forward, and WhatsApp has this indication, if some file or photo has circulated a lot of times, forwarded many times, it will get the status. So one such forwarded message, PDF book came to us, and I was looking into it. It was very interesting as a introduction to Sanatana Dharma for a layman, for any person. And it was published by the Board of Trustees, Central Hindu College, Benares in 1916. So then we inquired, and then the Central Hindu College and the copyright gets expired after 75 years. So they said you can reprint it if you wish. So we thought of reprinting it, and then we reprinted thousands of copies. Already about 2,000 copies that got over. And we again were reprinting, and I thought this can be a good book for all the campers to get some insights about Sanatana Dharma. And one of the students of Sri Swami Paramarthananda ji had done the pictorial representation of the central teachings of Swami Paramarthananda ji in the form of graphs and charts. So that also is added into this book. So today we will be presenting this book to all the campers, and so it's a reprint, re-release today on this occasion, and you would all be getting this book, and one of our discussion classes will be based on the teachings of Paramarthananji, which is at the end. So I request all the esteemed members on the dais to re-release the reprint of Sanatana Dharma, teachings of Hindu religion and ethics, based on an elementary textbook of Hindu religion and ethics from Hindu College, Central Hindu College, Banaras. Yeah. Om Tat Sat. So after the class, you will all be getting one copy of this book. Yeah. Now, as part of the camp, 7-day camp, you will also have a chanting class, and the chanting class will be handled by Arati ji. Is Arati ji is here? Yeah. Please come. So I call her Arti Chaitanya. She's my co-student. She studied with Pujya Swamiji and Sri Swami Sadatmananda ji. She was here for the 3-year course. And Aarti ji is a very fine person, very fine individual, a very, very sincere student of Vedanta. What more qualification one needs than being a very ardent and sincere student of Vedanta. She is well versed in Sanskrit chanting Vedanta, so she will be handling the chanting class. So we would like to offer a small token to her as well. Please come. So I thank all the members on the dais for joining us for the inaugural session. Now our Swamijis will exit for their work in forward. So in another 2 minutes, we will start the first session, first Vedanta class of AMRITABINDHU Upanishad retreat. Thank you all. Om Tat Sat. Hari Om. Hari Om. Am I audible? Is the sound okay? So we'll start this session with the chanting of Omkara thrice. Take a steady posture. Eyes are gently closed. Pay attention to the breath. Inhale, and as you exhale, start the chanting of Omkara. Let us inhale. 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 Om. Slowly and gently, you may open the eyes. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Every Upanishad begins with a Shanti mantra. Now I will chant the Shanti mantra associated with AMRITABINDHU Upanishad, which is from Atharvana Veda. Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashye Makshabhiryajatraha Sthirairangai Stuštuvagum Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravaha Swasti nः Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti nastarksho Arishthanemihi Swasti no Bruhaspatir Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Today, we live in a world which is characterized by unrealness. One word that you may want to use to describe today's world is unreal, fake. You observe any aspect of human life, there's only unreality, fake. You take the aspect of food. The food that we consume today is 50% or more adulterated or fake. At least those of you who are eating food in the ashrams or homes are blessed to eat some real food. The moment you step out of your homes, comfort of your homes, and order a pizza, what is there? Fake flour, because it's not whole wheat. All the essential things from the wheat is put out, and what is non-essential is preserved, and that's the base for your pizza. And it's topped with some synthetic tomato sauce, topped with some cheese, which is again synthetic, and topped with toppings which are probably 2 months old or 6 months old. Because once I inquired long time back at one of the franchisees, so where does your vegetable come from? They said from Bombay. It comes once in every month or 2 months, and we store it in the refrigerators and we keep using it. So there is no substance, there's no real element in terms of food. You observe the clothing, again, it is not at all made up of any things that you can call it as real substance, full of synthetic, something which is just put together, something which is not natural. Or you take the aspect of human relationships, characterized by fake interactions, unreal scenarios, unreal way of correlating to each other. So even the whole relationship is characterized by something, an element of unreal, something which is unreal in it. And you take the market, you take the economics, you take the world economics, the way it's all structured today, crypto, gipto, hundreds of things. Nobody knows what is the basis of all this. When what will collapse, which business will collapse, what is just a boom, what is just a hype, you never know. You want to touch that, even that is all characterized by unreality. So in such a world, to get a grounding called reality, to search for something real, becomes a real effort. And that is Adhyatma. That is Vedanta. So what is Vedanta? Search for the real. Search for the real. In order to find the real, in order to recognize the reality, first we have to know what is unreal. Because we are so involved with unreal all the time, we never get a sense that it is unreal. We never get a sense. So Vedanta, the whole effort in Vedanta is given by this one Sanskrit Nyaya, Nirakshira Nyaya. Nirakshira Nyaya. That means what? To separate water from the milk. So it is believed that Hamsa has the ability to separate water from the milk. That means what? That Hamsa takes only the milk and leaves behind the, if water is mixed to that milk, the Hamsa leaves behind. So that's why sannyasis are called as Paramahamsas or Hamsa Parampara. Why so? Because sannyasis, through the study, sannyasi means not only the person in color, you could be a grihastha and still have the internal aptitude of a sannyasi. So who is a sannyasi? That person who has the ability to separate the real from the unreal and only stay and abide in the real. That is a Hamsa. So the whole effort in Vedanta is this, to be grounded in the reality. If we are so very involved in the unreal, we never get a glimpse that there could be something called reality. And it is said, Ishvara Anugraha Deva Pumsam Advaita Vasanam. So how does one come into this spiritual pursuit? So finally it is said, because of the grace of Ishvara, grace of that higher power. Ishvara, Ish means power. Varach Pratyaya indicates something which is higher. So what is Ishvara? Ishvara simply means something higher. All the time we are involved with something lower. So in the spiritual journey, we have to recognize that higher power which is governing the entire universe. So it is because of the grace alone one comes to the pursuit or study of Vedanta. Why so? Why through Vedanta alone you can discover something that is real? See, Vedanta simply means the Upanishads or the Vedas or the Shastras. So is it only bound to Sanatana Dharma? Is it this reality being spoken only in the Vedas, only in the Vedanta, in the Upanishad? No. There could be many places in the human history where this vision of real, vision of oneness is given. But unfortunately, today we don't even have those cultures which were teaching this great truth of non-duality. So the only surviving one of the world's most ancient civilizations, which is the Sanatana Dharma, is carrying forward this vision of oneness, the vision of reality. So that's why one needs to find that grounding of reality in study of Upanishads, in the study of Shastras. That's why you are all here to study the AMRITABINDHU Upanishad, through the study of which it will bless us to find a grounding abundance in that which is real. And what is real? That's why the Upanishad, mantras after mantras, they'll unfold what is this nature of this reality. You see, even with vision of life or a philosophy, knowledge, insight, wisdom about our own life, today is not something very solid or real. If you look into where your view of life is coming from, you really don't know the source. One generation before, or 2 generations before, the same vision of Sanatana Dharma was being passed over by grandparents to the grandchildren in the home. Today, entire family structure is disrupted. So even the view of life, the vision of life is not being imbibed naturally from the family system, which is the very base of Sanatana Dharma. Really speaking, we think sannyasa is the base of Sanatana Dharma. No, grihastha is the base of the Sanatana Dharma. Because it's in the grihastha all these things happen. The children, values, the pujas, the dharma, the earning through the dharma, and supporting brahmacharis, supporting vanaprasthis, supporting sannyasis. All these are by grihasthas. So, grihastha, our Hindu Sanatana Dharma family systems used to be the real vehicle in transferring this knowledge from one generation to another, through which a very substantial view of life was being developed by the children and grandchildren. Today, that entire family structure only is disrupted. So we have this room, that room. We have in LA, they are having yoga rooms now in every LA studios and apartment. But in our Indian apartments, we are eliminating puja rooms also. We are eliminating grandparents' room. We are eliminating everything. And it's all about me and mine, me and mine, me and mine. So when this is the family structure, there was an occasion to gain this insight, view of life naturally from the elderly generation, from the parents and grandparents. Now we have lost that avenue also. And our family structure is only at stake because we want to simply blindly ape the West in everything. They're eating pizza, we are eating pizza. They were eating burgers, we are eating burgers. And they switched to all whole foods and natural foods, but we are again stuck with burger and this thing. So recently in my travel, I was traveling through a tier 2 city. So some pizza chain has come there. That was a big news in that tier 2 city, that the pizza outlet has come to our town now. So such is the era that we are living. The whole thing is shaky. Wherever from which we could gain some real insight, real view of life is all shaky. So I often teach in Rishikesh. So in one of the camps before COVID, a couple from UK came for the camp. So they were talking to me, UK foreign nationals there, and they humorously said, Swamiji, we are from UK and we are in joint family. So I said, what is this? You are in joint family? Here only all families are broken. Yes, Swamiji, husband and wife, both of us are together. This is only joint family. So the stakes are high today, where our very structure of Sanatana Dharma is at stake. So especially in times like this, we have to put extra effort to find a grounding in somewhere that is real. Something that is real. Now, you see, when you're stuck in the unreality, in the unreal nature of the world, which is like a chakra vyuha, so everybody knows how to get into it. So I call it Abhimanyu problem. Everybody are experts in getting into it, getting involved with unreal nature of the world. Unreal things, unreal foods, unreal clothing, unreal lifestyles. Why unreal lifestyle? I went to somebody's home and they said, Swamiji, we have got this sofa in EMI. Our TV is EMI. Our mixer is EMI. Our vehicle is EMI. Everything you touch and see is EMI. So, unreal lifestyle you really cannot afford, but you seem to be enjoying a certain lifestyle, putting tremendous pressure on yourself. So lifestyle is unreal, food is unreal, relationship is unreal. So when everything is unreal, so how do I recognize that which is real? This is where Shastras, this is where Guru and the Vedavakya comes into picture. It is very important to have a third person's view of life, a neutral perspective, a higher perspective. All that you can see is only unreal. You need somebody who is grounded, who is abiding in real, so that person alone can show you the direction to reach the real. So Shankaracharya ji, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says in the Chandogya Bhashya, so what is the role of the Guru and the Shastras? They are like the pointers, signposts. Take a right, take a left, go straight, then you will reach the destination. So here the destination is not outside of you. This thing you need not go here and there. You need to know yourself. And for this, the Acharyas, the Bhashyas, the Upanishads, the mantras, shlokas of Bhagavad Gita act as pointers. They give the route map for us to traverse through this unreal world, and through these directions, definitely you can reach the real, the Satyam, the Sat, Atma. We have many names to point out the same reality. So that is the whole role. And this pursuit requires some Shraddha. So without faith, without Shraddha, things don't move. And a modern person immediately questions, why Shraddha? Why should I have faith? But you see, we fail to examine our own lives. Shraddha is in every stage, every occasion. So you want to go from place A to B, what do? You put the Google map. You have faith in the Google map that it will take you to the place B where you want to reach. So only when you start traveling, then you discover whether you will reach the place or not. So before even undertaking the journey, you keep questioning whether it will take me there or not, whether it will take me, what if it doesn't take me. So all those questions, if you entertain, you will be wherever you are. There's no progress, there's no spiritual progress. So you take the Guru Vakya, the Shastras and the words of the teacher just as the Google map. You invest so much faith in that Google map that it will take you to the destination. So in the same way, this investment of your time and attention in the Shastra, in the words of the Guru, will take you to your own true nature. And that's a fact. And Upanishads declare, Acharyavan Purusho Vedaha. One who has an Acharya will gain this knowledge. Shraddhavan Labate Jnanam. One who has Shraddha will definitely gain this knowledge about the reality. Knowledge about unreal, we have it in plenty. We have it in plenty. What we are seeking is the knowledge of reality, and that is gained by Upanishad. That is gained by Shastras. So the Vedas are the source books, and Vedas have this Upanishad. Every Veda has Upanishads. And we have the four Vedas, the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharvana Veda. And all these Vedas have Upanishads in it. So 10 Upanishads were commented by Adi Shankaracharya. So we have the categorization, two categorizations, that is minor Upanishads and major Upanishads. Major Upanishads are the 10 Upanishads upon which we have the commentary by, explanation by Adi Shankaracharya. So they get the name major Upanishads. Isha, Kena, Kata, Prashna, Mundaka, Mandukya, etc. Those are the principal Upanishads or the major Upanishads. And there are many other valuable Upanishads which were not commented by Adi Shankaracharya, yet they are found in the Vedas. Those get the name, this is just for the sake of classification, get the name minor Upanishad. So the content wise there is no difference, major content, minor content, no. It's just a classification where AMRITABINDHU Upanishad is one such Upanishad from, minor Upanishad from Atharvana Veda. That is the AMRITABINDHU Upanishad. So the name itself is very interesting. AMRITABINDHU Upanishad. So first, let us look into the meaning of Upanishad. The Upanishad also had the ancient name. In the ancient commentaries and all, if you look at it, Upanishads also have another synonym. They were called by the name Tattva. Upanishads in those ancient days were referred to as Tattva. Amarakosha gives the synonym for Upanishad as Tattva, the essence of the Vedas. What is the purport of the Veda? Vedas are saying hundreds of things. Vedas are asking us to live a good life. Vedas are asking us to propitiate the gods. Vedas are asking us to do the yajnas. Vedas are asking us to do the dhanam, take care of our families, offer prayers. And with all this, Vedas are presenting the grand vision of life, which is pointing to the reality. So that is the purport of the Vedas. The essence of the Vedas are the Upanishads, also referred to by the name Vedanta. If Vedas were to be looked upon like a book, Upanishads sometimes happen to be at the last pages of the Vedas. So that's why they get the name Vedanta. Anta means the end portion, that which is positionally at the end of the Vedas. The word Anta has another meaning. Anta means Nirnayaha. What is the purport? What is the conclusion of the Veda then? So that is the Vedanta. Anta means Nirnaya. So that is the Vedanta. And these Upanishads are the pramanas, a means of knowing the self, means of knowing what? Is Upanishad going to reveal a Svargaloka? No. Okay, Swamiji, you have chosen AMRITABINDHU Upanishad. We understand Amrita as that nectar available in the Svargaloka, which is going to give immortality. That means what? Our understanding of immortality is that I will ever be there in this body form. So is that knowledge presented in AMRITABINDHU Upanishad? What? So to be young all the time? No, that is not the vision here. So Upanishad, AMRITABINDHU Upanishad, Upanishad means what? Simply means Samipa Sadanam. Samipa Sadanam. Another word I am giving, and as an equivalent word for Upanishad. Upanishad is what? Samipa Sadanam. Samipa means near, to sit near. Samipa Sadanam means to sit near. Near whom? To sit near the teacher, to sit near the Guru. Today we are in such a phase in Sanatana Dharma where we are kind of repellent to the word Guru. The Guru word itself, we are little bit allergic. You say teacher, more acceptable. That's why we are also changing our language sometimes, not to intimidate you very much. You say you are sitting near the Guru. Oh, you are the Guru. You are telling yourself, calling yourself as the Guru. This, that, hundreds of questions may come in the mind. No. Okay. To put you all in a relaxed state, to sit near the teacher. If you look into any Upanishads in the Veda, it is the Samipa Sadhana of Guru and Shishya. The Shishya is the one who is coming in search of this knowledge to the Guru. And this Jnanam happens only in this intimate sitting of the Guru and the Shishya. For what purpose? Only to inquire into the reality. Guru and Shishya sometimes come up together for a real estate project in Bangalore and all that. Not for that. So Guru and Shishyas come together not for a real estate project, for Jnanam alone. What is the agenda of this intimate sitting? This secluded sitting where you have left behind your responsibilities, homes, duties for time being. Maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, 7 days, 6 days, 4 days. For what purpose? To intimately understand this Vidya. This Vidya. And that is the Samipa Satanam. There is something in this intimate setting of Guru and Shishya for the purpose of Vidya, which has a transformative effect. No amount of online class, no amount of YouTube, no amount of self-study is going to give this transformative effect, because this is a time-tested method. From time immemorial, this knowledge is given to the Shishyas by the Guru only in this context of Samipa Sadanam, no other way. Then Swamiji, some of us are attending your online class, you are negating online, no. All of them become the secondary aid, definitely, supplementary aid. But whenever time permits, even if it is few classes, one camp here, one retreat there, it is very important to be in the presence of a Gurukulam, presence of an ashram, and to sit intimately with the master, with the teacher, Guru, and only to look into the Shastras, look into the Upanishads. And Upanishads are like mirrors. What they reveal is our own true nature, nothing else. So that's why it's very important to look into the Upanishads. You see, one Sanskrit Acharya gave a very interesting explanation for Upanishad. He said, Upari Nishat is Upanishad. Upari Nishat means what? Upari means higher. Nishat means that which takes us to higher. What is Upanishad? That is that which takes us to higher reality, our own true higher nature. So that is the Upanishad. That's why it's very essential to look into the Vedas and the Upanishads, because there's very few things in the world which takes you to higher. Everything has only the capacity to pull us down in life. You take anything. Bhartrhari was a great sage. So he was a king, in fact. Later on, he became a Vairagi, a sage. Bhartrhari was a king initially who wrote Sringara Shatakam, 100 verses on Sringara. He was so enjoying the bhoga life, best of fruits, best of vegetables, best of dancers, best of dance, best of clothing, everything. And he wrote that time Sringara Shatakam, 100 verses on Sringara. Then he was also a very good king who was ruling his kingdom very well. That time he wrote 100 verses on Niti, the code of conduct, Niti Shatakam. And he was ruling very well and he was enjoying life. He had the best of life. And he had a very beloved wife. Bhartrhari was really in love with his wife. And once a yogi came into the court of Bhartrhari and gave Bhartrhari a magical fruit. That yogi gave the magical fruit to the Bhartrhari and he said, if you take this fruit, you will be young forever. Your body will have youthfulness forever. So Bhartrhari thought, what use of this youth for me? My wife is very beloved to me. Let me give this fruit to her so that she remains youthful, so that I can enjoy her company forever. So Bhartrhari gave this magical fruit to his wife. Now, one fine day in the court, he was there sitting. One lady who was given to prostitution, she was a courtesan. So she carried this fruit and presented to Bhartrhari. Bhartrhari was simply shocked. She said, "Oh Maharaja, I have this magical fruit. If you partake this, it is said that you will remain youthful forever. You are ruling our kingdom so well, and you are such a good king. So I would like to offer you this fruit so that you take this and remain youthful." The king was simply shocked. He asked her, "How did you get it? How did you get this fruit?" She said, one of your army person in your court comes to me and he gave me this fruit. And Bhartrhari now understood the connection. He called that horseman and asked, what is the whole story? How did this apple which I gave to my wife came to you? And he connected the dots and understood that his beloved wife was in love with the horseman, and the queen gave the fruit to him. This horse rider in turn gave the fruit to this courtesan, and finally the fruit came to king. See, Bhartrhari had built a very fine, unreal world around him, thinking that he has a very dedicated sevak in that horseman, and thinking that this beloved wife, as much as he loves her, she loves him the same, and this is like a real bond. And that whole picture which was there is shattered in the mind of Bhartrhari, and then finally he becomes a Vairagi. Means what? He hands over his kingdom to another person and comes to enquire about the self. Then later Bhartrhari composes another 100 shlokas called Vairagya Shatakam. So he has Shrangara Shatakam, Niti Shatakam and Vairagya Shatakam. So Vairagya means what? Leaving the kingdom and coming out? No. Because in Upanishads, we have the incidences where Grihasthas are gaining this great knowledge. So Vairagya is simply the ability to get uninvolved with the unreal. We are all having a big unreal picture in the mind. Through these Upanishads, we have to shatter that false imagery that we always carry, a fake picture that we carry. And what is the role, what is the ability of these Upanishads? That which can put an end to this ignorance, because of which we have created this big Brahma, a fake world. Fake or unreal in Sanskrit is called as Brahma. This Brahma which is created, Upanishad simply puts an end to that particular Brahma. So that is the role of the Upanishads, which takes us to higher. So why I quoted this Bhartrhari here is that Bhartrhari then examined the entire world and recognized that everything in the world pulls us down, nothing takes us to higher. He said in one of the verses in Vairagya Shatakam, Bhoge Roga Bhayam. So we are very involved in bhogas. So pizza, burger, this, that, this, buffet, all of that we are enjoying, thinking that it is putting us in lot of joy and happiness. But what? Every bhoga, the flip side of every bhoga is roga. Nothing else. Every bhoga that you go for in the world finally ends up with BP and diabetes. So that is the nature of the bhogas. So there are only few things in the world which takes you to higher realm, higher reality. Of course, life is what it is. It is there. But then we have to recognize the unreality of unreal. If it is unreal, we have to recognize that it is unreal, so that we have an occasion to move towards something real. So AMRITABINDHU Upanishad, as I said, Upanishad is something which takes you higher. And what is this Upanishad? AMRITABINDHU. Bindu means a drop. Amrita means that nectar, which is in our Puranas believed to be that which will give you immortality. And that definition of immortality is very limited. Immortality only in terms of body. That means what? If the lifespan of the body is 100 years, the body is going to be there till the end of this kalpa. After that, that body, Amrita body which has got Amrita also, will go into Laya. Nothing is permanent. But then, usually our understanding of Amrita is this. That means what? We will live like this forever. And all of us want the status quo. If you look into human life, we want to be in status quo as we are. So with so much effort, we have built a home and this and that. We want the status quo to remain. Nothing wrong with that expectation. And that status quo only we think that is the reality of life. But if you examine life, nothing is going to be in the status quo. King Yayati missed this point. He wanted the status quo of the beauty of the body to remain. So what he asked his son to give his youth to him, and this Yayati got that. Yayati, the flip side of Yayati, everybody knows only this part of the story of Yayati. What is that? Suppose in one regular lifespan of 100 years, so 50 years is youth, suppose, just one classification, and another 50 years you have to experience the old age. Yayati doubled the youthful age. 50 plus 50 he made, so he had to undergo another 50 years of old age. Yayati did not know that. So buy one get one free offer, that is. He didn't know that. So he wanted only this youthfulness status quo to remain forever and continue, because he thought that is the Amritatvam, immortality. No, that is not the immortality. Immortality means something else. We will discover that in the Upanishad. For that, to understand what is immortal, what is Amrita, you have to examine the world with a detached perspective. You need not come out of the house, leave behind this and that. No, that is not detachment. Being wherever you are, in the home or office or ashram, it doesn't matter. If you are in ashram and you are not detached and not examining anything, you are the biggest bhogi and you are the biggest samsari. So, you have to have a very detached perspective, observation of the world, which is called as loka pariksha. With a detached perspective, you have to look into the world. You look into the world, everything is changing. Nothing is going to maintain the status quo. You examine the body, it's constantly changing. As even we are sitting, we are older by 45 minutes or 1 hour. As even we finish 7 days course, we're older by 7 days. The body is older by 7 days. So nothing is in status quo. So what is in status quo? The Upanishad says, the self alone is sthiram. Everything in the world is asthiram. So from asthira, you have to come for sthira, sat. From asat, you come to sat, which is the Upanishad, which is the real Amritatvam. Not simply the extending the lifespan of the body or simply maintaining the status quo of the body is not the Amritatvam, because one or the other day it is bound to perish. That is its nature. And today our Elon Musk and all are trying to put whatever the brain chip or consciousness into some machine. Even if that neural link, even if that were to happen, even that machine comes with an expiry date. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. Gita has declared, everything comes with an expiry date. So what we ought to know from the Upanishad is our own true self, which is the real Amrita, which has the nature of Amritatva. So this Upanishad is that which has the drop of that nectar of non-duality, nectar of knowledge. That is the AMRITABINDHU Upanishad. So by the study of AMRITABINDHU Upanishad, we will recognize our own true nature, which is Amrita, which never perishes. The body perishes, the mind perishes, you may forget all the things, one may get dementia in the old age, but yet there is something very sthiram within. Once you recognize that, there is no scope of loss, and that is one's own true nature. For that, we will undertake the study of this Upanishad together. Each and every class, we will explore this Upanishad together. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Take a small 5 minutes break. You can just stretch and walk around, and we will have the chanting class in another 5 minutes. Our Aarti ji will come and take the chanting class. 11 o'clock will be the tea time. So just about 25 minutes we will have the chanting class by Aarti ji. Yeah. Om Tat Sat.